Hello and welcome to CS219 Cloud Computing. Welcome. This learning management system will be used to support your course. You will use Moodle to communicate with myself, the lecturer, and any tutors, and also your peers. You will obtain your lab activities here. You will obtain your assignment questions here. You will submit your completed assignments, and you will access all additional course resources on this Moodle page. Here you will find the class news and announcements. Please make a habit to visit this very often. Right now there are no announcements, but anytime I have something to announce, I'll post it here. Further down, you will find the discussion forum. This is for students only, so you can go ahead and post things here when you have a question or something to discuss with the rest of the class. Okay, let's have a look at the course overview. First of all, the course outline. Right, so this is semester 2 2021. So one of the requirements of ACS is that you must do this course face to face. Now, of course, with COVID happening, we have to make some adjustments. But anyway, when you do register for the course with SAS, you have to make sure that you have registered as face to face at Lozala, even if you are doing it remotely from somewhere else during this COVID period. Prerequisite for the course is CS112. So I assume all of you have done that. I will be coordinating the course and I will be teaching the course throughout the semester from week 1 to week 14. So obviously we are not teaching from USP at the moment, so I will not be found at the office unless the COVID situation in Fiji changes and USP allows us to go back to the office. Anyway, please note down my email address. You will use this email address to maintain communication with me. Please feel free to send an email. Make sure your email is written nicely and politely and properly with all the information needed. And we can even arrange through email. We can arrange for some virtual meeting where we can discuss things on Skype or Zoom if you need to talk to me. Okay, our lectures. We will have weekly lecture recordings. I will make these available on Moodle. Hopefully by Monday, every Monday or Tuesday, I will have three lecture video recording available for you every week. Okay. Here you have to learn asynchronously, meaning you will learn it in your own time. And by Thursday you should have watched through all of those weekly videos, okay, the lecture recordings, so that on Friday for this live session that we will do via Zoom, right, make sure you have gone through all the lecture recordings by Thursday so that by Friday we can have this session on Zoom 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. where we discuss synchronously, meaning everybody will be online and we will be able to discuss virtually face to face. Okay. Any cancellation or postponement or anything like that, I will post on Moodle. In case I am not responding, something happens and you're trying to reach me but you can't, the next person to go to is Dr. MGM Khan. He is the deputy head of school at STEM. So before you reach him, make sure you have tried reaching me, and if that's not worked out, then you can surely talk to Dr. MGM Khan. Okay, here is his email address. Okay, the course description. So the course cloud computing, it deals with cloud computing and its various services. Issues such as privacy, security, common standards, and user accessibility in cloud computing will also be discussed. Cloud deployment models, shared computing resources like software, hardware, infrastructure, and platform to users on demand are included in this course. There are 5 learning outcomes. So on successful completion of this course, students should be able to explain the capabilities and limitations of cloud computing. Also, you should be able to explain the roles and responsibilities of different subsystems in cloud architecture. Okay, also you should be able to choose a strategy to ensure appropriate levels of security and privacy in a cloud-based system. Also, you should be able to develop a simple web-based service on cloud environment. And finally, you should be able to explain the role of data center in cloud computing. Okay, so by the end of the course, you should be able to carry out all these. Then we have some graduate outcomes for being a USP student, right? So the USP graduate outcomes are as follows. First of all, communication. Graduates will be able to communicate ideas clearly and persuasively in structured formats using language and other modes of communication that are appropriate for context, audience, and specific disciplinary conventions. So we have to carry out the course in a way so that you develop your communication skills. Also, creativity. Graduates will extend boundaries of current knowledge in a particular discipline or profession. Also, critical thinking and quantitative reasoning. Graduates will be able to evaluate multiple perspectives and arrive at a reasonable independent judgment based on evidence. Also, ethics. Graduates will demonstrate a commitment to high ethical standards in scholarly, professional, and sociocultural practices. Graduates will recognize the cultural heritage and diversity of Pacific societies for sustainable development in a contemporary environment. So you will develop Pacific consciousness. Also, you will develop professionalism. Graduates will demonstrate the ability to carry out tasks to acceptable standards within their profession and occupations. And finally, teamwork. Graduates will work together in a respectful and collaborative manner to complete tasks within teams to achieve an outcome. Okay, let's look at our course content. So for each week, we have a topic here. First week, we are looking at understanding cloud computing. This is like an introduction to cloud computing. And then week 2, we have fundamental concepts and models. Week 3, cloud enabling technology. So technologies that enable cloud computing. Week 4, we will look at fundamental cloud security. Week 5, cloud infrastructure mechanisms. Week 6, specialized cloud mechanisms. And week 7, cloud management mechanisms. Then we will have 1 week of mid-semester break. After that, we have week 8, cloud security mechanisms. Week 9, fundamental cloud architectures. Week 10, advanced cloud architectures. Week 11, specialized cloud architectures. And week 12, we have cloud delivery model considerations. Week 13 is cost metrics and pricing models in cloud computing. Week 14, we will have final exam revision. Week 15 is your study break. And week 16 is when we will have the final exam. There is a prescribed textbook for the course. If you are able to get your hands on it, that will be great. However, I will provide all the notes that you need to pass the course and do well in the course. I'll provide that in our Moodle sections. Okay, alignment of learning outcomes, activities, and assessments. The following table demonstrates the alignment of the course learning outcomes to appropriate activities and assessments and the links to program and USP graduate outcomes. So let me explain how the course is put together and how the content of the course is made in a way so that you benefit as a graduate. Okay. So we have USP graduate outcomes, which I discussed a while ago, and also you have program outcomes. So your program is accredited by the Australian Computing Society, and they have defined the core body of knowledge that you as a cloud computing student need to attain in this program that you are doing under ACS, right? And so they have some requirements which are listed here under program outcomes. So course learning outcome number 1 um, is covered in our quiz 1, these assessments, which I will discuss in a while. But the main thing is here, you need to develop this, understanding the ICT profession. So this program outcome is going to be covered in these assessments. Understanding ICT profession, and then here we have teamwork. So ACS also requires us uh, to attain this skill, teamwork concepts, and knowing the teamwork issues that come up in teamwork in software, right, in cloud computing. Also abstraction, design, system development, or acquisition. Okay, so this is another core body of knowledge requirement that we need to attain. Also, data and information management. Right, so these are the core body of knowledge areas that we will be covering in this course. Now let's look at the assessment portfolio. We have quiz 1. This is of course going to be online. So there's an online quiz 1 and online quiz 2. These are 5% each. And we have assignment 1 and assignment 2. These are 15% each. Right, one is an individual assignment and the second one is a team assignment. And we also have a mid-semester test, which is going to be an online exam. This is going to contribute 10% to your final grade. Lastly, we have a final exam component. This is 50% towards your final grade. Now, if we did not have the COVID situation right now, this would be a normal 3-hour paper-based exam, final exam at the end. But because it is COVID, we will come up with an online solution, which I will discuss later as we progress into the semester. Okay, so in order to be awarded a pass in the unit, students must achieve an overall of at least 50% in the course. So after you have finished the course, and your mark is out of 100, 50% is coursework here, these ones, and 50% final, right? So altogether 100. From that 100, you need to score at least 50, then you will pass. If it's less than 50, that will mean you are in this category a D or a E, and that is a fail. C and onwards up here, it's a pass. Okay, so if it's less than 50 out of 100, then you fail the course. Okay, so you need to score at least 50 in the overall, your overall mark. And also you need to achieve at least 40% in the final exam. The final exam is half of your overall grade, okay? And if it's out of 100, you need to score 40 out of 100. If it's out of 50, you need to score 20 out of 50, right? That is 40%. That is your passing mark for the final exam. If you do not comply with these criteria, you are automatically deemed to have failed the course, although you will be allowed to attempt all the assessments. Okay, assessment policies and regulations. So for detailed regulations, you can refer to the USB handbook and calendar. But the most important thing here is plagiarism. Make sure you do not copy. Okay, this could give you a mark of 0 in certain assessments if you are found to be plagiarizing, or you could be facing stricter regulations. Okay, so some important dates for you to note. We have, of course, week 1 has started. In week 4 and week 11, you will have your online quiz 1 and 2. So quiz 1 is happening in week 4, quiz 2 is happening in week 11, and they are 5% each. Now, of course, unless there are any changes, I will announce it through the class news and announcements. Yeah, otherwise it is in week 4 and week 11. Then you have the assignments. Assignment 1 is due in week 7. Assignment 2 is due in week 13. They are 15% each. Assignment 1 is individual, and assignment 2 is group work. For the group, I will set up your group sign up on Moodle, and you will have to choose your groups or sign up for some groups. Of course, I will announce that when I do set it up. You have your online mid-semester test. This is going to take place after the mid-semester break in week 8. It is going to be online, and it is contributing 10% to your final grade. You have your final exam. The nature of the final exam I will announce later in the semester, but it is going to be 50% of your course, and it's going to take place in the last week, which is week 16, after your study break. Okay, we have some tutorials and labs in the course, right? So the course has weekly lab tutorials, labs or tutorials. You have these tasks posted in the weekly sections on Moodle. You are required to answer the tutorials and attempt the labs, and you are supposed to submit your solutions for the respective week via Moodle. You have online support, right? You have all the resources available on the Moodle page. You will have your lecture videos, recordings there, and you have the discussion forums to chat with your the rest of the students in the class. And you can always send me an email if you need to clarify anything. Please make sure you follow this format in your make sure you use your student email when you are sending me an email, and not your Yahoo or Gmail or something like that. Use your student email account as much as you can. In the subject, please write down CS219 and then final exam, or CS219 assignment 1, whatever it is you are talking about. But make sure in your subject you write down the course, because I teach more than one course. Okay, in your message body, write concisely what you need to be clarified, and also include your name at the end. And make sure your student ID. Okay, your student ID will be provided in the your email address, unless you email from your Yahoo or some other service. Okay, so please do send me emails if you get stuck. You also have the SLS services, right? The CFL Student Learning Specialist. I think details of this will be showing on your Moodle dashboard. So please feel free to get in touch with them as well. We will have special classes for at-risk students towards the end of the semester. So at-risk students will be identified by the school based on student marks at mid-semester. The course coordinator may require struggling students to attend extra help sessions during the second half of the semester. These sessions can include extra tutorials, workshops, peer mentoring, and okay, so as students of the course, you have responsibilities as well. Now, what do I want you to do? What are your responsibilities? You need to watch the lecture recordings every week. Finish watching by Thursday. Okay. You need to carry out the tutorial and lab according to the guide that will be given. If needed, I will also provide recording, demo recording of it, so you can follow along, which you need to then submit. You need to write your solution to the lab or the tutorial and upload that solution in the weekly drop boxes. They will be provided. Okay, for your quizzes, online quizzes that are assessed, and your mid-semester test and your assignments, you need to prepare for them, discuss with your groups, the assignment that has to be done in groups. Right? You have to carry your load as well, prepare well, and ask questions, email me, post in the discussion forum on our Moodle CS219 page. Okay, make sure you stay in touch and stay engaged. Okay, so you carry out your workload well, and you should be doing very well in the course. Okay, let's go back to our Moodle page. Right, so we have just gone through the course outline. Here we have details about me. Please note, I will not be reachable on this number because I will not be in the office. So your best way to reach me is through email. So feel free to send me an email if you need to discuss anything. The link to the prescribed textbook is here. So you can go and download from there. Please note it does not contain all the chapters. However, the notes that I have that I will provide in the weekly sections will have all the notes that you need to do well in the course. But if you can get your hands on the textbook, then please do so. Here we have a USB netiquette guide. So it's got information on how to communicate well online with your peers and with your lecturer and so on. Right, so please read through that in your time. Now our class schedule is like this. We have weekly lecture recordings that will be available on the weekly sections in Moodle. You are required to go through them on your own by Thursday. So have gone through all the lecture recordings every week by Thursday. On Friday, we will have our live session 11 to 12. Okay, this is where we will learn synchronously. We will have question answer sessions. We can discuss any issues that need to be clarified. Right, so those things will take place on Friday 11 to 12. How will you join that? Using the BBB link here or via Zoom. If it's via Zoom, then I will notify here in this area. Okay, so just check this. The time remains the same, Friday 11 to 12. Unless if there's a change, of course, I will notify you. But make sure that you do come up for the weekly live session so we are all on the same page. For BBB or Zoom, you have your student guides here. You can follow that. You have your OPP. This is the one PDF that you can download and keep with you, so you can, even if you are not able to make it every week on, to the live session, you still have the print package with you. It's quite a few pages, so make sure you don't end up downloading it every week or every day. Just save it once. Make sure you know where you have saved it on your laptop, on your phone, or your tablet, because it's quite a big file. Okay, course assessments. I already mentioned the assessment portfolio. We have quiz 1, online quiz, quiz 2, online quiz, assignment 1, which is individual, assignment 2, which is teamwork, and you have a mid-semester test, which is also online. Finally, we have the final exam components, which will be 50%. If there's any change in this assessment portfolio, I will let you know. Okay, so now you will find the week 1 section on Moodle. The others are not up yet. So week 1, which is this week, we are doing Introduction to Cloud Computing. We have discussed the course outline. Now here's the plan for the semester. Some things are slightly different. You will notice that web services and Java programming is mentioned here. Right, so this is the actual plan that we have for this semester. I will post the next lecture recording, which is going to be an introduction to cloud computing soon. All the best in the course.